You live in a world full of noise. Your phone buzzes, emails pile up, and social media never stops. It feels like you're always busy, but at the end of the day, you wonder, did you actually get anything important done? Your mind jumps from one thing to another, and deep down, you know something is missing. You want to focus. You want to create. You want to do work that actually matters. This book will help you escape the chaos and train your mind for deep work, work that requires full attention and produces powerful results. Deep work is rare, but it's also the key to standing out in any field. When you can truly focus, you get more done in less time, and what you create is far better. If you've ever struggled with distractions, if you feel like you're drowning in shallow tasks, or if you want to do work that actually makes a difference, then you need this book. It will teach you how to rebuild your focus, remove the noise, and finally take control of your time and mind. By the end, you won't just be more productive, you'll feel more fulfilled. You'll have the ability to concentrate deeply, create meaningful work, and stand out in a world that's constantly distracted. And once you experience the power of deep work, you'll never want to go back. Chapter 1: Deep Work is Valuable. You live in a world where distractions are everywhere. People check their phones hundreds of times a day, answer emails nonstop, and jump between tasks without ever focusing deeply. But while most people struggle with shallow work, a few stand out. They create amazing things, solve big problems, and achieve extraordinary success. What makes them different? They have mastered deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus intensely on a task without distractions. It allows you to produce high quality work in less time. In a world full of constant interruptions, this skill is rare, and that makes it incredibly valuable. Think about the people who are shaping the future: scientists making breakthroughs, writers crafting bestsellers, programmers building powerful software. They aren't checking notifications every few minutes. They carve out time for deep, focused work. And that's why they achieve results that others can't. The economy rewards people who can work deeply. With technology automating simple tasks, jobs that require intense concentration and problem solving are becoming more valuable. If you can master deep work, you will have a huge advantage over those stuck in shallow distractions. But deep work isn't just about career success, it's also about satisfaction. When you focus deeply, you feel more engaged, more creative, and more fulfilled. You stop feeling like you're just keeping up and start feeling like you're making real progress. Chapter 2: Deep Work is Rare. Distraction has become the norm. Everywhere you look, people are glued to their screens, scrolling, clicking, and reacting. Offices are filled with endless emails, open plan workspaces, and constant meetings. Even when people have important work to do, they are constantly interrupted. True focus is becoming a lost skill. Most jobs today encourage shallow work. Companies expect employees to be available all the time, responding to messages within minutes. Social media rewards quick, surface level engagement instead of deep thinking. Even when people want to focus, they struggle because their minds have been trained to crave distractions. Technology has made shallow work easier. You can answer an email in seconds, check notifications without thinking, and fill your day with small tasks that make you feel busy. But being busy is not the same as being productive. Shallow work does not lead to real progress. It only keeps you occupied. The modern workplace is built around interruption. Open offices, instant messaging, and nonstop notifications make it nearly impossible to concentrate for long periods. Meetings are scheduled back to back, leaving no time for deep thinking. Multitasking is encouraged, even though it reduces efficiency. Many people spend their entire workdays switching between tasks without ever engaging in meaningful work. Outside of work, distractions are just as bad. Social media, streaming services, and endless online content make it easy to consume information without ever reflecting on it. The habit of deep thinking is fading because entertainment is always within reach. Even free time is filled with mindless scrolling rather than real rest or creativity. In contrast, deep work requires effort. It demands full attention, uninterrupted time, and mental discipline. That's why so few people do it. It's easier to check emails than to write an important report. It's easier to scroll through news than to solve a difficult problem. Most people choose the easy path, which is why deep work has become so rare. But this rarity is what makes it so valuable. In a world where most people are distracted, those who can focus will achieve far more. The ability to work deeply is like a superpower. It separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Those who train their minds to concentrate will produce better work, learn faster, and stand out in any field. Chapter 3. Deep work is meaningful. There's a certain kind of satisfaction that comes from being fully absorbed in something important. When you're deeply focused, time seems to slow down, distractions fade, and you become completely engaged in your work. This state, often called flow, is where some of the most meaningful and fulfilling moments in life happen. But in a world full of shallow tasks and endless distractions, many people rarely experience this. Instead, they spend their days jumping between emails, meetings, and social media, never fully committing to any one thing. This constant switching leaves them feeling drained and unfulfilled. Shallow work might keep you busy, but it doesn't bring a sense of purpose. Deep work, on the other hand, creates meaning. When you focus deeply on something challenging, you push your mind to its limits. You solve difficult problems, create original ideas, and produce high quality work. This effort leads to a sense of accomplishment that shallow work can never provide. Think about artists, scientists, writers, and inventors throughout history. Their greatest achievements didn't come from multitasking or responding to endless messages. They came from long hours of deep, focused work, fully immersed in their craft. Whether it's writing a novel, developing new technology, or mastering a skill, deep work is at the heart of true creativity and innovation. Beyond success, deep work also brings a sense of personal fulfillment. When you engage deeply with a task, you experience a feeling of mastery. Instead of passively consuming information, you actively create something valuable. This is why deep work feels so satisfying. It connects you to a sense of purpose. Even outside of work, deep focus improves the quality of life. Meaningful conversations, deep reading, and time spent mastering a hobby all require undivided attention. When you truly listen to someone, rather than half listening while checking your phone, the connection feels stronger. When you immerse yourself in a book without distractions, the ideas stay with you longer. When you practice a skill with full concentration, you improve faster and enjoy it more. The ability to focus deeply isn't just about productivity, it's about living a richer, more engaged life. Shallow work may fill your time, but deep work fills your life with meaning. It gives you a sense of progress, of pushing yourself beyond your limits. It turns work into something more than just a daily obligation. It becomes a source of pride and joy. In a world that encourages surface level engagement, choosing deep work is a way to take control of your attention, your mind, and ultimately, your life. Chapter 4, Rule Number 1: Work deeply. In a world filled with distractions, the first rule for achieving deep work is simple: work deeply. This might sound obvious, but it's much harder than it seems. The modern environment constantly pulls you in different directions: emails, texts, notifications, and constant multitasking. To achieve deep work, you must fight against this flow of distractions and carve out uninterrupted time for focused work. One of the main challenges is that deep work doesn't happen by accident. It requires planning and intentionality. You need to structure your day to ensure you are protecting time for deep focus. It's not enough to just try to focus for a few hours here and there. You need to set aside specific, uninterrupted blocks of time for work that matters. There are many different ways to schedule deep work. One approach is to create long, uninterrupted blocks of time, say 2 to 4 hours, where you can dive into a project without any distractions. During these blocks, eliminate everything that could possibly pull your attention away. Close your email, turn off your phone, and find a quiet place to work. This uninterrupted focus will help you make substantial progress on difficult tasks. Another method is to break your day into chunks of focused work. If long blocks of time aren't possible, even shorter sessions of deep work can be powerful. Schedule 60 to 90-minute periods. It's where you work with full concentration and then take short breaks before diving back into the next block of focused work. It's also important to create rituals around your deep work sessions. Have a routine that prepares your mind to focus, whether it's a short walk, a cup of coffee, or a quiet moment of reflection. Having a pre work ritual helps you shift your mindset and prepare for the task at hand. To make deep work a habit, consistency is key. You can't expect to have an amazing deep work session every time you sit down if you don't practice it regularly. Like any skill, deep work takes time to develop. Over time, you'll find that the more you work deeply, the easier it becomes to focus for longer periods and the more satisfying your work will be. But working deeply isn't just about protecting time. It's also about training your mind to concentrate. We live in a time of constant distractions, and many people have lost the ability to concentrate for extended periods. To truly work deeply, you need to train your brain to focus without being pulled away by every passing distraction. This means being intentional about practicing concentration and slowly building up your attention span. By working deeply, you're not just getting things done, you're improving the quality of your work. Deep work leads to breakthroughs and just creative insights and a stronger sense of satisfaction because you're engaged in meaningful, high quality work. It also sets you apart in a world where most people are caught up in shallow work. When you can consistently work deeply, you'll be more productive, more innovative, and more fulfilled in your career and life. Chapter 5. Rule number 2: embrace boredom. In a world full of constant stimulation, the idea of boredom seems almost foreign. We're constantly surrounded by entertainment, social media, and endless distractions. It's easy to fall into the trap of always needing something to occupy your mind. However, if you want to do deep work, you must learn to embrace boredom. Boredom is often seen as something negative, something to avoid at all costs. But in reality, boredom is a powerful tool for cultivating focus. When your mind is constantly stimulated, it becomes harder to concentrate for extended periods. By embracing boredom, you train your brain to tolerate and overcome distractions. The first step in embracing boredom is to stop giving in to the urge to constantly check your phone, watch TV, or browse the internet. Every time you feel a moment of boredom coming on, resist the temptation to grab your phone or find something else to do. Instead, allow yourself to sit with the discomfort of boredom. This may feel strange at first, but over time, your brain will learn to adapt. When you embrace boredom, you're giving your mind the space it needs to focus and recharge. The constant interruptions of modern life, checking emails, responding to messages, scrolling through social media, take a toll on your ability to focus. By stepping away from these distractions and allowing yourself to feel bored, you help your brain reset. You can also use boredom as a way to practice deep work. When you feel the urge to switch tasks or check your phone, push through the discomfort and stay focused. The more you practice resisting distractions, the stronger your ability to concentrate will become. Over time, you'll find that you can focus for longer periods without feeling the need to constantly entertain yourself. In addition to helping you focus, embracing boredom also improves your ability to think deeply. When you allow your mind to wander without the constant interruptions of technology, you give yourself the chance to make connections and have insights. Some of the best ideas and creative solutions come when you give your brain the space to think freely. To truly embrace boredom, you need to set boundaries around your time. Schedule specific periods during your day for deep work and commit to being fully present during those times. Similarly, make time for moments of boredom throughout your day, whether it's sitting quietly without any distractions or allowing yourself to do nothing for a while. The ability to embrace boredom isn't just about improving your focus, it's also about retraining your mind to appreciate stillness and simplicity. In a world where we're always connected, learning to be bored can actually help you feel more grounded, more present, and more connected to what really matters. Chapter 6, Rule number 3: quit social media. Social media has become an integral part of daily life for many people. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok provide instant connections to others, entertainment, and a constant stream of information. But despite these benefits, social media is one of the biggest distractions of modern life. To truly focus and engage in deep work, you need to ask yourself, is social media helping or hindering my ability to concentrate and produce meaningful work? The first thing to recognize is that social media is designed to be addictive. It encourages you to check your phone over and over, with notifications pulling your attention away from whatever you're doing. Each time you scroll or click, your brain releases dopamine, the feel good chemical, which keeps you coming back for more. This constant reward loop hijacks your attention and trains you to crave instant gratification, making it harder to focus on long term, meaningful tasks. When you use social media, it often feels like you're engaging in useful or productive activities. You may stay updated on news, connect with friends, or engage in discussions, but in reality, much of your time spent on social media is shallow and unproductive. It fills your mind with bits of information that don't contribute to your goals or well being. Over time, this shallow engagement can drain your ability to concentrate on more demanding, deep tasks. To be truly effective in your work and personal life, you need to eliminate the constant interruptions caused by social media. One of the best ways to do this is to quit social media, or at least reduce your usage significantly. It may sound extreme, but the benefits of cutting out social media can be transformative. Quitting social media doesn't mean you have to disconnect from the world entirely. You can still maintain relationships, stay informed, and engage with others, just in more focused and meaningful ways. Instead of scrolling through your feed, set aside specific time each week to connect with friends in person or through meaningful conversations. Instead of following endless accounts for random updates, subscribe to curated sources of information that align with your interests and goals. If quitting social media entirely feels too extreme, consider taking a social media sabbatical, a temporary break to see how it affects your productivity and focus. During this time, you may realize just how much of your time and attention was being consumed by platforms that didn't contribute to your personal or professional growth. By quitting or reducing social media use, you free up mental energy and time for deep work. You also take back control of your attention. With fewer distractions, your mind is able to focus on important tasks without constantly being pulled away. This will not only help you accomplish more, but will also allow you to engage with your work in a more meaningful way. At the heart of quitting social media is the recognition that your time and attention are limited resources. You can't afford to waste them on endless scrolling and shallow interactions. By stepping away from social media, you give yourself the opportunity to focus deeply on what truly matters, both in your personal life and in your work. Chapter 7, Rule number 4, Drain the Shallows. Most people's days are filled with shallow work: quick emails, endless meetings, small administrative tasks, and social media distractions. These tasks may seem necessary, but they don't require much focus or create meaningful results. Instead, they drain your time and energy, leaving little room for deep, valuable work. To truly focus on what matters, you must take control of your schedule and drain the shallows. The first step is to recognize just how much shallow work dominates your day. Track your time for a few days and note where your hours go. How often do you check your email? How much time do you spend in meetings? How often do you switch between tasks? You'll likely find that shallow work eats up far more of your time than you realize. Once you see the problem, you can start making changes. One of the most effective strategies is setting clear limits on shallow work. Instead of letting it spread throughout your day, confine it to specific blocks of time. For example, you might decide to check emails only twice a day instead of responding immediately to every new message. This simple shift prevents constant interruptions and keeps your focus on deep work. Meetings are another major source of shallow work. Many meetings are unnecessary, unproductive, or longer than they need to be. Before accepting a meeting invitation, ask yourself, is this meeting truly necessary? Could the same information be shared through an email or a short message? If a meeting is unavoidable, make sure it's structured. Have a clear agenda, set a time limit, and focus only on essential points. The goal is to reduce the time spent in meetings so you have more time for focused work. Another powerful strategy is batching shallow tasks. Instead of handling small tasks as they come up, group them together and complete them all at once. For example, set aside 30 minutes at the end of the day to respond to emails, return phone calls, and handle quick administrative tasks. This prevents these small distractions from breaking up your deep work sessions. Outside of work, it's also important to limit shallow activities in your personal life. Watching TV, scrolling through social media, and constantly checking your phone can drain your time and energy. If you're always engaged in shallow activities, your brain never gets the chance to focus deeply. Consider setting limits on social media use, cutting back on mindless entertainment, and making more time for meaningful hobbies and personal projects. Draining the shallows doesn't mean eliminating all shallow work. It means controlling it. The goal is to make shallow tasks take up as little of your time as possible so you can devote more energy to deep, meaningful work. By setting boundaries, eliminating unnecessary distractions, and prioritizing what truly matters, you'll not only become more productive, but also feel more fulfilled in both your work and personal life. Deep work is more than just a way to get things done. It's a path to doing meaningful, high quality work in a world that constantly pulls your attention in different directions. The modern world rewards those who can focus deeply, while most people get lost in distractions and shallow tasks. If you can develop the ability to concentrate for long periods, you will set yourself apart and achieve greater success. To master deep work, you need to make it a deliberate part of your life. This means structuring your days around focused, distraction free work sessions. It means embracing boredom instead of constantly seeking stimulation. It means stepping away from social media and shallow activities that add little value to your life. It means recognizing how much time is wasted on low value tasks and actively working to minimize them. The effort required to build a deep work habit is significant, but the rewards are even greater. You will accomplish more in less time, produce higher quality work, and feel a deeper sense of satisfaction in what you do. In a world where most people struggle to focus, those who can work deeply will always stand out.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to join me. If you found the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment.